In this single video, we are going to learn about all of the methods in JavaScript that we can use on a string. We have almost 14 methods as of 2025. So in future update, if JavaScript evolves to a new phase, please act accordingly. Let's now talk about each one of these methods one by one. So the first one is charAt. It will help us in finding the character at any given index position. For example, here I have a very long text, and then if I want to find out the character at the 10th position, how would we do that? We would simply do something like this. Here we have a very simple character variable, and then we are applying this charAt method on this text. Inside this charAt method, inside the string, we are just going to pass the index that we want to fetch the character for, and then console.log character. If I save, you will get, I'll have to reload, you get s. So let's now figure out if this is true or not. So in programming, indexing always starts at 0. So from 0 we are going to count. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yes, this space is also counted. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at 10th index we got the s, okay? And then if I say 11, then you'll see we do not get any output here. We simply get this space. And if I say 12, then we will get this I. Save this, we get I, okay? So this is charAt. Next method is concat, short form for concatenation. Concatenation simply means adding or joining. In this particular case, we are going to join multiple strings. We can also concatenate more than 2 strings, okay? So one good example would be creating a very simple greetings by combining 2 variables. So here we have greet hello person John Wick. So one very simple example will be something like this. So const greeting equals to greet.concatenate. So let's say that we want to concatenate John Wick to this hello. So we would call this concat method on this greet variable, and then on this concat method we would simply pass this person variable, and then if you save, we get hello John Wick. Obviously we do have some spacing issues that can be fixed simply by putting a space here or here. The spacing issue is gone. Now we are not only limited to adding 2 strings, we can also add multiple strings in this same concat method. So here I'm going to create I'll say a random, I'll say dog. How about dog? What was the name of John Wick's dog? John Wick's dog, okay? And here you can pass, you can pass this variable after separating it with a comma. So now you'll get John Wick, and then we again have some spacing issues that can be fixed simply by providing a space right here. Hello John Wick, John Wick's dog, okay? So okay, this is how you use concat. Next up is includes, very simple to understand. It helps us to figure out if the given string includes the given character. So here I can say is available, and then on text we are going to call this includes method, and let's check if this text includes character M, and then CL is available, and the result that we get with this includes is in boolean, true or false. We get true. By the way, this is case sensitive, so if you provide the lowercase m, it will give you false because we do not have any m that starts with lowercase. Of course, if you change this to a lowercase m, you'll get true, okay? So this is very simple, includes. Next method is indexOf. It helps us to find out the index of a given character. So here we have created a very simple variable, findIndexOf, and then on text we are going to call this method indexOf, and here you can pass the character for which you want to figure out the index for. So let's say that I want to figure out the index of m, okay? So this m, so this will give you the result of the first index number that it found in this string. So here we have 2m, right? So do not expect that it will give you 2 results. No, it will fetch the first result of the first occurrence that it meets with this condition. So here if you say cl find index of m 26, well, let's count. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 26 right here, m, okay? And then if you want to check for s, probably because we have multiple s right here, I can see the first occurrence of s is here at the 10th index, if I remember correctly. Yes, if I say s, we get 10. Okay, we also have 2s right here, indeed 3s right here, but it did not give us the indexing position for this s because it made the first occurrence right here, and then it gave us the index position of the moment it met the first s in this text variable. Okay, so this is indexOf. Kind of similar to indexOf, we also have lastIndexOf. It helps us to figure out the last indexing position of a given character. So here, if you just pass s, it will give you the last indexing position. So right here, when was the last time this string had this character? Give me the index of that position. So here if I say find lastIndexOf, we get 44. So this is the 44th index. Okay, and similarly if you want to check for j, you can provide here j. So the last time this string had j is at the given index position of 15. If you just provide a j here just for fun, you'll see the indexing position will shift to 26. The next method is the slice method. It helps us to create a new string out of an already existing string. So here I have this text hello world, and from this text I want to create a new string. And to be honest, the only reason why we would want to use slice is we want to extract a part of a string as a new string. So from hello world, this is a long string, right? I want to extract hello. So using slice we can do that. Slice leverages the power of indexing in JavaScript and helps us do that. So here I can say text dot slice, and then here we are going to pass the indexing position. So one, we pass the start from where it starts to slice, and then the end point from where it has to stop. So let's say that I want to extract hello out of this text. Well, when I say extract, we don't actually modify the original string. No, we create a new string out of it. Okay, so the starting point is 0, of course. So 0, and what is the end point? The end point is, let's count, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the end point is 5. Now if I say result, you will see we get hello, right? And if I say 4, then there will be an error. The 0 is gone. Why? Because it is always a starting point and then ending point minus 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you count 4, then 4th will not be included. So you always should go plus 1. So 5. And then the 4th will also be included because at 4 we already have 0 and indexing starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 is at 4th. And if you provide 4th, then 4th index is not counted. Okay. So you have to go 5, and now you already get the complete hello. Now again, let me tell you, this method is used to extract a part of a string. It does not change the original string. Okay, so if I log this text, you see the original text still contains the same data. This is a new text, altogether new text. Now we can also use the negative index position. For example, we can also go -1. So here I can say -1, then it will start from here and then it will go till here. So from -1 to 0, it gave us this index, complete index. So if I go to -1 from here, this is the -1. Okay, so -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So if I say from -1 right here till -7, it will give us world. Well, it did not give us anything. Did I do anything wrong? Yeah, -7 to -1. Okay, now it gave us the world. Okay, so this is the starting point -7, this is the ending point -1, and we extracted world out of this text. Okay, so this is very simple slice. Hola amigo. The next method is the split method. You have a large string, and now you want to split this entire large string into its own substring. For that, you can use the split method. The split method splits this entire string into an array of substring. The split method returns a new array. It does not modify the original text variable. So here you can say a splitted string equals to text.split, and the split parameter is this space. By keeping this space as differentiator, this entire text will be put into its own substring and will be returned as an array. If you save this, you get this array. If I expand this, you see that all of this is returned into an array format. The length is 5. So how are you doing today with all of its indexes? Okay. Similarly, if you want this entire character to be returned as a substring, just get rid of this space, and now this entire character will be put into its own indexing position and will be returned as an array again. Now the array is 24 in size. Okay, so the length of the array is 24. Similarly, if you want to limit the whatever, if you want to limit the split method, you can always say that, hey, I just want you to limit till this point. I do not want you to include doing and today in its own group. Just limit yourself till 3 words. You can provide the space, provide a comma, and then you can provide the limit number. Let's say that I just want the split to occur for only 3 words. Now how are you will be splitted into its own substring, but not doing and today. Say how are you. Similarly, for characters, this will also work suitably. How is included but not are you. Probably how about going till 5? A will also be included. See, the space is also counted and A is also counted. Yes, this space is also part of this string, so this is also counted. Okay. Next up is toLowerCase and toUpperCase. These are pretty easy to understand. That's why I'm not giving you any code example. toLowerCase converts a string into lowercase. toUpperCase converts a string into uppercase. Let's move to replace. Replace is also pretty easy to understand. My original text string contains this entire statement where I have said record the arrays methods master class video as well. Now I want to replace array with objects. So using this replace method on this text, I can replace a particular word with another. So now I have said replace arrays with objects. And now if you look for the result, you will say that the string is changed with this text. Record the objects methods master class video as well. So this is pretty simple, replace. The next method is the substring method. It helps us to extract a part of a text. For example, here I have a statement, I love playing guitar. And then if I want to extract a part of the text and want to create a very simple substring out of it, we can use this substring method. So here I can say substring. Now this substring method uses, actually this substring method, the correct sentence should be the substring method leverages the functionality of indices. So again, here we are also going to pass a starting index and then ending index, just like we had, I guess I remember it was in the slice, right? So here you can also pass the starting point and then the ending point. So here let's say that I want to extract maybe this love. So here we'll have to pass the indexing position. So let's count 0, 1, 2. So we want to include 2. So we'll have to say from 1 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So till 5. And if I save, reload, oh, we got love, which means that we need to include the 6th index so that the 5th index will be covered. Okay, because the last one is exclusive, that is not included. So that's why we have always go +1, because this 1 is the starting point and 6 is the ending point, but 6 is not included. Okay, 6 is not included. Starting to ending, 6 ends, but 6th index will not be counted. So this is very simple substring. I guess just as substring, we also had a few methods. Slice was one of them. Let's check these methods. There are few methods which are little similar. Okay, so it was slice. Oh, here split, but the only difference in split was the split method created a substring into an array. Remember that? Okay, and then we have replace. Yeah, so this one, this split method is the one I was thinking, that is quite similar to substring, but substring helps you to create substring, simple literal substring. It does not modify the original statement variable in any way. But here, right here, the split method, it also helps us to create substring, but it returns us the substring in an array. Let me show you again. You can see that you got how in an array format. Okay, the next two methods are startsWith and endsWith. And as the name itself suggests, these two methods helps us to check if a given string starts with the particular character and ends with the particular character. So here I can say statement dot starts with, and here we are going to find if the statement starts with the I, capital I. It returns the result in a boolean format. So if it is correct, then it will return as true. So it is true. If you check for U, it will give you false. But if you change the statement itself, it will become true. Okay. Similarly, and if you want to check for result 2, ends with, does the statement ends with the word guitar? CL result 2 true. And does the statement ends with John? Weak probably, not probably, but definitely false. Okay, so this is very simple statement, starts with and ends with. Okay, the last one is trim. Among all of the methods that we just learned and used on a JavaScript string, the trim is the simplest one to learn and remember. The trim method removes white spaces from both sides of a string, and it does not modify the original string. And the ideal scenario for using a trim method is to sanitize user input or trimming unnecessary spaces from strings. So I'm going to give you a very simple example. First of all, here you can see we have spaces right here and right here as well. So starting with a lot of space as well as ending with a lot of spaces. If I print this one quickly, we are getting this space. If I delete this, if I get rid of these spaces, you'll see the changes reflecting right there. Okay. Now, when you talk about backend stuffs, the trim method is very useful because the trim method mostly is used for sanitizing user input. For example, let's say that on your backend website, dynamic website that contains a backend, there is a contact form. The user fills that contact form, and mistakenly what they do is that on their name, if there is a form called username, they enter space John Wick like this. Now your server is not configured to respond to these unnecessary spaces. Okay, however, this is not a really big problem, but still, why not sanitize the user data? Now the user, you cannot expect your user to always be in a cool mind to always look for their entered data. They can enter data in any way. It is up to you. It is your job to sanitize those data. So what you would do is that you would get rid of these unnecessary spaces created by your user. You cannot actually blame them. Okay, so here you can say text.trim. If you call it as a function, now you don't have to manually delete these spaces. It doesn't matter. The text is trimmed. You see, this is a statement. This is a statement rather. Okay, so text.trim helps us to get rid of unnecessary white spaces from start as well as the end of a string. So again, we have covered all of the methods that we can use on a string. So if you liked this series, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. Next up is we are going to talk about all of the methods in JavaScript that we can use on an array, and after that on an object. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe and happy coding.